Hey, what's going on, guys? What day is it? I think it's like Thursday. I think it's Thursday. Yeah, it is Thursday, huh? Surprised. How's it going? Happy Thursday, guys. So, apparently there's this new conflict going online about a particular ad about American jeans. I think that's what it's called. American jeans. Let me make sure. Yeah, American jeans with Switney Sydney. Hold on, am I getting her name right? Sydney. Is it Sydney or Switney? Sydney Sweeney. There we go. There we go. Excuse me, my bad. Sydney Sweeney, American Eagle ad. You know, selling some pretty good jeans. Kind of weird though, considering the time, season that we're in. Summer, where it's like 90, above 90. Don't know why would you want to wear jeans around this time, but whatever. Apparently, they came out with an ad. She's trying to sell some jeans. She had a little clever play on words, my jeans, instead of what a J, it's a G, genetics, puns, whatever. Um, Apparently there was an online discussion of the left freaking out about the ad being somehow Nazi propaganda. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are probably going to be wondering, he's going to talk about how the left is stupid and everybody on the right is perfect and white. I mean, right. No, that is not the take I'm going to have. Because I've been kind of aware about this kind of shit for quite some time. People need to learn what is called the dialectic when it comes to this kind of bullshit that we face on the internet, where, the left points out something and then the right, says something, people take sides and they fight back and forth, but then the people above those who took the sides, they come out the smoke screen, despite the fact that they were hating each other and beating up on each other. They're shaking hands and realizing that they're both getting what they actually want. So what do I mean by that? Okay, so let's watch the ad first and you'll see exactly what the hell I'm talking about. And then I back down.
Okay. I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Hold on. Let me do a quick little fix here. So I am not getting like double audio. There we go.
And I definitely
Sorry about that. Let me start at the beginning.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn.
Keep that in mind, please.
Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has very keen.
You see what I did there, right?
Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are watching this and going, okay, so how the fuck is this Nazi propaganda? Okay, in pertaining the ad itself, this is not Nazi propaganda. Now, in terms of my criticisms about this ad, I think Sydney is a pretty good-looking girl in the face and, in the chest, I can't deny that. However, my problem with this ad is somebody lied to this woman and told her she looked good. There's a problem here. Why does your model have the hip? When she stands up, there needs to be like a voluptuous curve on that front. And then you got that surprise in the back where it's like, ooh, when you see a girl in some nice jeans, they got that voluptuous waist in the front. You're like, ooh, you need to turn around. I need you to walk away. I hate for you to go, but I need you to walk away. That's the kind of demand that you want a person to look at your jeans. Like, oh, I see that front, but I definitely need you to turn around. When I see this, I see a man's face on her hips. Someone lied to this woman and said she looked good in them jeans. No, that's a goddamn lie. She do not look good in these jeans. Not in this position. Like there's screenshots on Twitter where she has like certain poses. She actually looks good. It accentuates her figure more. This makes her look like this. Her face is the shape of this dude's head. And then when you go further into the ad, this fucking angle, I'm sorry, any guy looking at this angle and going, God damn, give me a piece of that, you gay. You gay. You either gay or you got some low fucking standards. And these are your low fucking standards. Your woman having the hips of a fucking man. Because you gay as fuck. To be looking at all. Again, she's very gorgeous at the top. That is not denying it. But you gay as fuck. If you looking at this and going, let me grab that. In them jeans, they ain't nothing back there. Ain't a goddamn thing back there. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some girls out there that do kind of wear some clothes that kind of hide their figure. And you don't really see that type of figure unless, you know, they take them pants off. And then you're like, God damn, I didn't know you had all that. Well, we're going to have a good old time back here. Hold on, let me get some of that maple syrup. Just glaze that up back here. Wham. like at the top she looks good, but like these angles, it's just like, you gotta be gay. This is like Hank Hill ass. They did her dirty. Like don't get me wrong. Like, hold on, let me find her on Twitter. Like, here's some perfect angle. Does her justice. Perfect angle just does her justice. This pose accentuates her body. It accentuates her body. Where's the other one? I'm gonna get back to those in a minute. Yeah, here's her in a bikini. She looks good. She looks good, but like, goddamn, they did horrible justice with this fucking ad. Now, in terms of the discussion around this ad, I did a video previously about a guy named Utterly Noah making a video on Matt Walsh. And I didn't explain it a lot better in that one. But that video explains the political divide that we're in today. It's called the dialectic. It's called the dialectic. And what we're having is like, let's say, for instance, because, you know, this us versus them kind of thing, right? In this example with the ad, it's the left versus the right. The left goes, look, Nazi propaganda, Nazi propaganda, Nazi propaganda. And then the right goes, Nazi propaganda? What are you talking about? Let's do an investigation, smart people. This doesn't look like Nazi propaganda. Wow, the left is really stupid, guys. Am I right? They're so stupid. So stupid. They're so stupid. The left is so stupid. It's so stupid. And we're the smart ones. And because we're the smart ones, right? Since we're the smart ones, I think it's perfectly fine for us to go on Twitter and constantly grab examples of like black women, mostly the ugly ones, and then compare them to the white one and say which one's better. Obviously the white one, not the black one, but obviously the white one. But this is not white nationalist propaganda, by the way. Not at all. No, not at all. Not at all. That's not white nationalist propaganda. Saying that you're white and proud, like, don't get me wrong. It's okay to be white, but like to like go out your way, like more than likely this bitch doesn't even know her fucking ancestry. Because generally when you're referring to yourself in a general sense, like white or black, you don't know where the fuck you came from. And she doesn't know her history. So she's basing herself in a general sense of being white, saying that she's white and proud, which is kind of weird. You would think a conservative mom would not be posting pictures of herself like this online. Come on now. You're conservative. Cover yourself up. Anyways, as you go through this thread, you know, there's a lot of American propaganda and all this stuff, but then there's certain instances where all of a sudden, and this is where I say the Nazi propaganda actually is. It's in the discussion around the ad, not in the ad, around it. That's the dialectic. Here they are talking about the company that people are buying the jeans from is owned by the shareholders of BlackRock. Ain't that funny? Interesting. And then when you go a little bit further, you know, they go over the saying that, you know, the person who owns the jean company is Jay Scottstein. Ooh, it's a Steen. I wonder who that is. Oh, it's a Jew. Oh, funny how connect the dots, guys. I'm not saying we're Nazis. Because remember, you gave us the vindication to say that we're not Nazis, because obviously the ad is not Nazi propaganda. But don't you find it kind of weird that this jean corporation is owned by a bunch of Jews? You should probably connect the line, you know, follow the money, guys. Oy vey. Again, I'm not saying Hitler was right, but hey, follow the money. This is the dialectic. These people are working together. They're working together. Ask yourself this question economically. Who the fuck is buying jeans in 90+ degree weather? It's hot as fuck. These people ain't buying these jeans because they want them. They're buying it for political purposes. Because you have to understand Funny Mustache Man's beliefs. You know, and you have to also understand like Nick Fuentes and his circle. They hate Karl Marx, but they value his tactics as a communist. They don't like the fact that he's Jew by blood. He can renounce his Jewish faith. He can adopt secularism. He can adopt communism. And he can be the inspiration of all future dictators that were inspired by his ideology. And the only thing these people will point out is Jew. Jew, 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 the Jew. Well, I can't say it because YouTube will censor us, and yet somehow I'm not being censored. Funny how that works. But the Jew. But don't worry, like they also hate communists. Like they hate Jews and communists. But they don't like communists, but they like the power that communists have centralized. It's kind of like how if you're like constantly getting beat up on the head by a shovel. And it's like, I want the shovel, but I don't want to demonize the shovel. So how do I demonize the shovel without demonizing the whole thing? I deconstruct it and demonize the part that I don't necessarily need, and ignore the part of the shovel, which is the head, that's made of metal, that's pointy, that's basically mostly the weapon, and I don't bring that up into the discussion. And I go, oh, see, that handle, the handle is constantly beating up on us. It's like, what are you calling it a handle? It's a shovel. No, it's not a shovel, it's a handle. It's a handle. We need to ban all handles because the handles are constantly beating up on us. And why are you taking their side? They're constantly beating up on you too. If you're taking their side, you're taking the side of the handle. No, I'm calling it a shovel. It's a fucking shovel. The shovel's beating up on us, and we need to stop the individual who is abusing the shovel. No. We need to stop all handles, because if we allow that to happen, they'll just grab another thing with a handle and beat us with that, and beat up on us with that too. So we have to ban that handle, 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 ban everything with a handle on it, and then centralize that to us, so we can dictate who has the right to own that gun, to own that shovel, to own that sword, to own that blade, to own anything that has a handle that can also be treated as a weapon. That's the trick. Stop falling for this shit, guys. Wake up. And a lot of people are probably going to look at this and go, oh, what's wrong with being white? What's wrong with being white? I didn't say there was something wrong with being white. There's something wrong with being white national socialist. That's for damn sure. But understand where the fuck you came from, you know? Understand where the fuck you came from. I say the same thing to the black motherfuckers. They don't understand where the fuck they came from. Just like how you don't understand where the fuck you came from. Here it is on Twitter. Black versus white. Black versus white. Oh, Karen. It's always the ugly motherfucker. Funny how we put so much fucking attention on a bunch of ugly motherfuckers. Stop giving these motherfuckers attention. All right? Stop giving these motherfuckers attention. Black, white, ugly, beauty, hideous, smart. It's just literal propaganda. The discussion around it is just quite literally propaganda. What was the other one? Here's another one. Like, well, actually, no, this ain't really. It's that same thing. I said the same thing before. You know, it's like this one's a man. The one on the right is a man, and the one on the left has the hips of a man in those jeans, which is kind of disgusting. Okay, that's not her. What does that say? If you think a blonde, white one, blue eyes. Yeah, so here's another one. It's just white nationalism in praxis. Why is it particularly white, blonde, blue hair? Because without the left, think about it this way. If the ad just came out and it didn't have all this drama around it, and you had these motherfuckers on Twitter going, white, blonde, blue-eyed, white girl in jeans, yum, yum, white, blue, blonde, specific characteristics of a particular mustache man's favorite preferences, hyper fixation on this preference for some reason, it'd look weird, wouldn't it? Because then what would be the reason? But if you have a political discourse, like I said with Utterly Noah and Matt Walsh, I said, like, look at those two videos. It's pertaining to when Matt Walsh made that video about trying to justify Disney villains. Watch the movie Pocahontas. It's free on YouTube. And then watch Utterly Noah's video. And then compare their discussion points to each other. And then ask yourself, what is it that they are fundamentally removing from their political back and forth? Between their left versus right. Between their dialectical spike between each other. The removal of interracial marriage. Not judging a person based on their surface value. Not judging the actions. Not judging an entire group of people off of the actions of one person, and that love trumps hate. None of these two argue on these points. Instead, Matt Walsh argues that the white people are painted as evil, and Noah argues that the movie is just a white savior film, and that all brown people are victims. Matt Walsh, whites on top, blacks on the bottom. Noah, blacks on top, whites on the bottom, fight each other and erodes those values. That is what these people are doing. That is what this is doing. It is white national praxis. It is Marxist praxis. As much as these people say they're against the woke, they've come to the conclusion that, hey, you know, despite the fact, it's just, they don't hate the woke because their tactics and what they do with power is evil. They just want a piece of the pie. That's all it is. That's all it's been. That's all it's ever been. That's all it'll ever be. Because let's be honest, if you're buying jeans in this type of weather, you are a fucking retard. And that disproves everything Hitler ever said. Almost forgot. Here's another example of what I'm talking about. This motherfucker won't release the Epstein files. He won't release the Epstein file. These motherfuckers promoting the jackass who has an administration and is like, we got the Epstein files, we're going to release them. Oop, they're gone. Actually, there was no list. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Epstein, he ain't really a person. I mean, he's dead. I mean, no one really should really give two shits and a solid fuck about him. It's a plan from the Democrats. They just made it all up. They made that list, and I campaigned on something that was fake the entire time. So, haha, you fucking retards put me in the fucking office for something that was clearly fake. But at the same time, we also need to prosecute these people because they're evil. Wake the fuck up.